Hey, what's up YouTube? It's Blue Golf Ball today with another Pokemon TCG online video, and today I have for you guys a Aromatisse deck with big basics. And this deck was given to us, well, it was an idea given to us by Yugi Lolman N. I'm sorry if I butchered your name, but you wanted to see this in a standard format, and I apologize. This is going to be for the... Oh, wait, you wanted to see it for an expanded format, and this is going to be a standard format. I apologize for that. So if I was to make this for the expanded format, I think I would probably just... The only tweaks I would make is maybe remove Ultra Ball for like Level Ball, and maybe one Heavy Ball, you know? I'm not sure, right? But otherwise, the deck. I mean, you could add some other things in here too, but the deck's going to be built around Aromatisse, and I think whether it is standard or expanded, it's going to be pretty consistent with the same idea, the same approach, right? So Aromatisse is a 90 HP Fairy type Pokemon, pretty fragile. It is a stage 1, so if we really have to, we can use it to attack Pyroar. I'm kidding. The ability Fairy Transfer is the main engine of this deck. As often as you like during your turn before your attack, you can move a Fairy energy from one of your Pokemon to another Pokemon. Very solid. Now, a good buddy of Aromatisse is Malamar EX using Hyper Hypnosis. Basically, every time you slap an energy onto Malamar EX, your opponent's active Pokemon is automatically asleep. And so that's pretty sweet. And then you can just move that energy to whoever you need it to move it to. Otherwise, the energy accelerator here is going to be Xerneas. It is a nice 130 HP Fairy-type Pokemon, weak to metal, resisting to darkness. Geomancy is going to be the attack of choice. If we can get Xerneas in turn 1 and attack right away, let's say we go second, yes, Geomancy is money. Just being able to accelerate on energy is great. We have Landorus here. I slap a Muscle Band here with a Rainbow Energy. You can knock out a Miltank in one shot. Think about that, huh? Isn't that great? Let's see here. Virizion EX with Verdant Wind. We'll use this mostly just to protect us from special conditions, but you never know when Emerald Slash can come in handy against grass-weak Pokemon. We have Manectric here with Overrun and Assault Laser. Very useful for lightning-weak Pokemon. And then we will be running Mega Manectric as well with the Spirit Link. So it's a bit of a stretch, but if you can pull it off, definitely a good counter for Pyroar. But, you know, too many pieces. There's a lot of pieces to get them out into play. You know, you got to get the Manectric, and then you got to get the Spirit Link, and then you got to get the energies on there, too, just to Torpor. So, most people would build Manectric EX as his own secondary attacker for a deck, you know, kind of like Yveltal and Mega Manectric, things like that, or even Virizion Genesect and Mega Manectric. We got Cobalion EX with Righteous Edge. Pretty handy if we're facing against Seismitoad and they're using DCEs. Steel Bullet is really good too. We can definitely use this against things like Pyroar, even though we are fire weak. But if you slap a Muscle Band, we can Steel Bullet and one-shot a Pyroar. Plus, we can do this for things like Sigilyph and Suicune. And again, Aromatisse can move energies around, and we can definitely power up the Rainbow Spear to knock out a Suicune as well. Mewtwo here because, hey, he's Mewtwo and he can X-Ball everything. So, does 20 damage times the number of energy attached to this Pokemon and the defending Pokemon. Yeah, same old, very impressive. Keldeo here is mostly for Russian and Retreat. You never know when you run into situations where you got to try to be flexible and fluid. We do have free Retreat with Fairy Garden, but I think Keldeo earns a spot here, especially for Secret Sword. If we run into a situation where we need to use a water, weak Pokemon, our opponent's got water weak Pokemon, we can definitely put, let's say like one Rainbow Energy and a Muscle Band. That would do 90 times 2, that would be 180, so that's always a good choice. We have Seismitoad here with Quaking Punch. It's just an annoying Pokemon. We're playing 2 of these. Seismitoad can use this just to stall for time and things like that. On to our item cards and whatnot. We got Computer Search as the aspect of choice, being able to be a consistent card to just discard 2 cards and search for anything we want. We got Max Potion, 3 of these, moving energies around, and then just Max Potion, healing them off. So we got Starling Megaphone. You never know when you run into Garbodor. I haven't seen too many of those recently, but you never know, right? So 1 Switch, 3 Ultra Balls, 2 Via Seekers, and that's it for our items. Very small list, very short list of items. For the support line, we got 1 Colress, 2 Lysanders, 1 Lysander's trump card, 3 Ends, 1 Professor Birch's Observation, 4 Junipers, 1 Skyla, and 1 Xerosic. Mostly for if we run into Seismitoad. we can play this to discard energy. We don't really run any enhanced hammers. I feel like we probably could switch Zero Stick and Skyla for maybe another N and maybe another Professor Birch. I don't know. It's up to you. You might want to do that. We're going to play 3 Fairy Gardens, 1 Manectric Spirit Link, 3 Muscle Bands, 4 Rainbow Energies, and 9 or 7 Fairy Energies. I probably should play more Fairy Energies, but this is very type specific, very depending on the metagame and the matchup you're in, you want to play different types of Pokemon. So without further ado, let's go ahead and see this deck in action on Pokemon TCG Online. Okay, looks like we're playing against Vilias Gigas, and she is using a fighting deck. We see the 2014 championship sleeves. My opponent goes and ends up going second here because we get the opportunity to go first. Oh, we start with a Seismitoad. Oh, man. Kind of wish we didn't start with that, but we do get a Skyla. I'm going to play this here. The Hawlucha can do some damage right away, and that is a bit of a bummer. So what I want to do is we're going to end up discarding those. If we can get Aromatisse going right away, I think that'll be a win. So let's go ahead. We're going to do this here. Let's go and get the Juniper. And yeah, the next turn we will get a fresh hand of 7. It's a shame we start with the Seismitoad, and Seismitoad is going to take a huge hit. My opponent can easily drop a strong energy Muscle Band Fighting Stadium. But nope, never mind. It is the end of the game, and I'll take that win. So really quick, guys, a really quick recap. Our Seismitoad would do Quaking Punch in the next turn, will evolve, and bam, we would hit for a Juniper, and I think that would have been really sweet. And look at that, we even get a little bonus here in any game mode. That's great, playing a water Pokemon. So, okay, let's go ahead and play another match here. Hopefully we can at least get past one turn, right? That'd be good for us. Let's take a look, and we will be playing against Anderson and I'm not sure. Anderson Denardi. Very cool. Okay. Let's see here. I'm not sure who's going to go for the flip. I think my opponent flipped heads and gets to go first. So props to my opponent to being able to attack, not attack first, but potentially evolve first, right? So there we go. It's my opponent's turn. We start with a Manectric. I'm going to go with the Xerneas, and that's going to be good stuff for us. We will end up discarding a Rainbow Energy, and it is a bit of a shame. But good news for us is that I have started on the Megaphone in case since my opponent's going first, my opponent can play a tool card, and we'll just, before we discard it, we have an opportunity to potentially use Start on the Megaphone. Now, you might notice I did not play Manectric EX. This is because I know for sure my opponent can't attack, and I don't want to play Manectric so that my opponent can use Lysander or can use Escape Rope, right? If that happens, then we won't get to start with the Xerneas and do Geomancy. So I want to hang on to the Manectric here. I don't mind getting End. My hand is not that, that appealing that I'd like to play End. So right there, my opponent goes for the Mewtwo EX with the DCE. And a bummer for us, we don't play any Enhanced Hammers. Sometimes you wish we had Enhanced Hammers and just kind of, yep, there you go, remove it, get it out of here. Reminds me of the days of base set Pokemon, and we do get an N. A part of me wants to play it because, I want to hang on to these two, including the Rainbow Energy. So let's go ahead, we'll play it. We do get the Cobalion EX. Definitely want to play that. And let's go for the Geomancy here, getting 2 more energies. Excuse me. We'll via Seeker for the N again, and that way we can just kind of shuffle our hands once more and draw into some different things. But a bummer for us is that we couldn't get the Aromatisse going. We didn't get Spurt Seed down. Really wish we were able to do that turn 1. But, playing only a 2-2 line of those, the chances are we're a little bit more slim. So my opponent can hit us for 60. We even see a Dimension Valley. I imagine an energy drop can go on Gengar EX right about now, so that would be really good for my opponent. Otherwise, X-Ball would be doing 80 damage. Oh boy, our Xerneas is going to be down for the count, I think. Now, we really need a rainbow energy so that we can do Righteous Edge, right? I think that'll be really good. Otherwise, what we need is to counter this Dimension Valley. Counter the Dimension Valley with our Fairy Garden. Retreat into the Cobalion and get a rainbow energy. That's the plan. Now, we don't get the rainbow energy, but we do get a computer search. So the question now is, which one do we want to pursue, right? Do we want to pursue the rainbow energy, or do we want to pursue the stadium? So here's what we're gonna do, right? I'm not gonna play this energy yet. Let's go ahead. We're gonna play this here. I definitely can play the max potion because I'm gonna end up discarding everything anyway. So let's go ahead. We're going to discard these guys here. I'm not going to risk it with Professor Birch's observation. So let's take a look at our hand really quick. We noticed we got one right there, one rainbow energy, three rainbow energies. We got one fairy garden, two fairy garden, three fairy garden. So it's an even split. I'm going to take my chances with a rainbow. I'm going to take my chances with the fairy garden. The fairy garden's a better. So right now, I opted to play the fairy garden instead of the rainbow energy because at the very least, I want to retreat, and we also get to counter the Dimension Valley. So at this point, I just want to discard my hand, and hopefully we can draw into a rainbow energy, and we do. So I'm going to slap the muscle band here. And okay, so oh man, this is tough. I'm gonna end up discarding these. So I don't know. We do play two Malamars. Okay, so that's always good news. Because I really want to get a Spritzy first, right? So you know what? I'm gonna discard him. Let's take a look at our deck really quick. Yep, there's another Malamar there, so that's fine. I need the Spritzy. Absolutely need the Spritzy so we can evolve in the next turn. So we'll play the Spritzy here. I'm going to retreat. And let's go for the Righteous Edge, getting rid of that DCE. Yeah, so good news for us. We got the Manectric Spirit Link, and so that way we can evolve if we do run into... oh no, my opponent goes for a Team Flare Grunt, but that's okay. We have the Aromatisse here. We can move the Rainbow Energy onto our Cobalion EX and attack. But right here, gotta wait and see. If my opponent plays a Tool card, we can actually retreat into the Manectric and knock out the Mewtwo. But nope, we don't see the Tool card, so that's it. Let's go ahead. We'll go with this, and let's see here. We can Max Potion the Xerneas. I think that's what I want to do. That way we can just go ahead and Geomancy for more energies. So I think that's pretty safe to do. Otherwise, I don't know. Let's just Fairy Transfer. Okay. And done. So I'm gonna heal this guy off. Why not? The Xerneas isn't too valuable to us. We have another one in the deck, so let's go ahead. We'll do that right there. And we do get another energy. I'm going to go ahead and probably just discard the Muscle Band. We should have one more left. I'm going to discard the Skyla. No need to see Skyla anymore. Let's go ahead and play the Malamar EX. That's always an option there. Or we can play the Mewtwo and knock out their Mewtwo. I think that's pretty good. But the problem here is that my opponent has Psychic Pokemon on the bench, which they don't have any energy. So let's go ahead. We're going to play the Mewtwo. I think that's pretty solid. Let's go ahead. We'll play the Mewtwo, and we will retreat into the Mewtwo. I'm going to go ahead and just play this energy here. The Xerneas is going to pass out anyways, so why not? So let's go and do this, and we will just go and... Actually, you know what? I'm going to be a little more conservative. And I'm going to just play basic energies onto the Mewtwo. Alright, so we're going to be a little more conservative. Let's go with the X-Ball, taking out the Mewtwo. And we are the ones to take the first prizes. Now, we do get a Keldeo in here. That's always pretty good. Being able to rush in and retreat can make things pretty convenient. But considering that my opponent is weak to Dark-type, I should probably start investing in a Malamar right now. So I'm going to save this spot for the Malamar EX if I can draw into the Malamar EX. That way I can potentially one-shot the Gengar if I can flip 3 heads, you know, or something like that, which is insane. Well, actually, no, I mean, out of 3, I only need to flip 2 heads out of 3 or something like that. So, all right, so here's the plan. I mean, let's go ahead. We'll just put some more damage on this guy here, and I'm going to go for the Colress. We miss out on the Malamar, but we do get a Seismitoad that we can play and lock my opponent from really doing anything else. Otherwise, I mean, let's see here. My opponent's got 1 energy, and my opponent's starting to target the Aromatisse. I can slap a Muscle Band here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll be doing 120 damage. That's really not that much. Got 2 energies in the discard pile. So, you know what? I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to retreat into here. And let's go ahead. We'll move the energy over here. Click OK. And let's just go for a Turbo Volt. And I'm just going to charge this onto the Mewtwo. So, look at that, huh? Isn't that convenient? And there we go. In the next turn, oh, my opponent concedes the match. There you go, guys. Okay, so that's 2 wins for the Aromatisse deck. Gotta wait and see what else we can do here. Aromatisse, the engine of the big basics here. And I think we kind of see this kind of deck in other places as well. Okay, looks like we're playing against Maka Anju, and my opponent gets to go first. Oh, I don't mind if my opponent gets to go first. We get to start with a Xerneas. That's really good. And we even get an Ultra Ball. So this is a very solid start from us. Very solid start. My opponent goes for a Battle Compressor. I'm not sure. We see a Sneasel. My opponent probably going for, yeah, Executes. Okay. And another Battle Compressor. So my opponent can go for an Oblivion Wing and charge up the Sneasel on the bench. Very interesting deck. I like what I'm seeing here. Very cool. My opponent goes and discards another energy and a Battle Compressor. Okay, so what we're going to do here is I don't want to get hit with an Oblivion Wing. But let's go ahead. We're going to go with this right now. And I'm going to go and discard the Fairy Energy, I think. And yeah, and the Lysander, I suppose. We're going to end up Junipering anyways. So let's go ahead and grab our Spitzly. It's nice to know that we got another one in the deck. You know, I'm just going to play this here. I'm going to end up discarding anyways. I don't want to play an N, seeing that my opponent only has 4 cards. And so that's the reasoning behind that. So we do get a pretty good hand right here. Colress is pretty nice because I think my opponent will fill up his bench. So let's go ahead. We're going to go over the Geomancy. I don't want to play my Fairy Garden just yet because we don't really need to retreat yet, right? We only want to play the Fairy Garden for 2 scenarios. If we want to retreat and if we want to counter a Stadium. So, wow, my opponent goes for a Juniper, discarding a Lysander and another Execute. We even see the Scoop Up Cyclone get discarded. My opponent also has some pretty nice full arts, huh? So that's pretty fancy. My opponent goes for the 10 damage on the Xerneas. We have the resistance, so that's very nice for us. I'm going to go ahead and counter the Stadium, and we'll just play the energy here. My opponent is weak to lightning, so if we can get a Muscle Band, I wouldn't mind taking advantage of that. So let's go ahead. We will play this here. And no, we don't really get much of anything. We can evolve right now, and I think I might take advantage of that. So let's go ahead and we'll discard these here, I suppose. Let's take a look at my deck really quick to see how many energies got. 1, let's put it there, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see, only 5 energies left, guys. So we only have 5, including rainbow energies. So it's a little slim right now. I don't see any immediate threats to us. So what I want to do is I want to thin out my deck a little bit more. So let's just go ahead. We'll Geomancy and let's go and just throw some energies on the Keldeo, throw some energies onto the Aromatisse. My opponent can hit us for another 10. That's not too fearful. And we are stuck with a max potion. So in the next turn, I'm definitely going to retreat. What I really want to see if my opponent plays a Muscle Band. If my opponent plays a Muscle Band, that would make my day. But nope, all we see is another 10 damage. My opponent is powering up all these Sneasels back there. We do get the Professor Birch's observation. We do flip heads on that too. That is fantastic. We draw into a pretty good hand, and I'm gonna go and knock out this Yveltal here. So let's go ahead. We'll retreat, and I will one-shot this guy right here. We do get the Seismitoad. I don't want to play Mewtwo because these Sneasels have Psychic Resistance. That's not really convenient for me, but I'm gonna hang on to my hand, and maybe we can probably go for another Colress. So let's go ahead and attach an energy. It doesn't matter where. We can probably attach it to the Keldeo. The Keldeo can hit for 50 now. Let's go for the Assault Laser, hitting for 160, knocking out the Yveltal. And we draw a Juniper off of that. My opponent has a Sneasel here that can do Quick Attack, or we could see it evolve and play an energy. And then my opponent can definitely go for, I forget what it's called, but my opponent can propagate the Executes back into my opponent's hand and kind of go on his merry way. So right now, I'm just going to go ahead and one-shot these guys, I think. Let's see here. I can definitely play the Seismitoad and just be really annoying and start locking up my opponent. But I think what I really want to do is just take prizes right now. So let's go ahead. We'll play the Mewtwo, and I'll play this here, and I'll just Fairy Transfer over here. That way we spread the energy around a little bit. So I can via Seeker for a Colress, and but you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and get the Lysander, and let's bring out this one with the 2 energies, and then we're gonna go with the Assault Laser, knocking it out. Kind of was a little worried there. He didn't see that one powered up. My opponent can still power up this one too, so but that's okay. We'll just retaliate. We'll just come back with the Mewtwo and knock it out. Because yeah, I think what we'll need is, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have more. We should have more than enough energies to knock it out. But we'll have to wait and see how much damage my opponent can do. My opponent's going to need to discard all 4 of those to do 120 plus the Muscle Band. That's 140. So my opponent's going to need. My opponent discarded the Sableye. Okay, so that was able to get the job done. I'm gonna have to wait and see what I can do here. We do get a Skyla. I actually want to play the Skyla, and what I want to do is get an Ultra Ball. I don't really like my lineup right now. I want to get the Landorus so we can get easy one-hit knockouts. But it's a shame we don't have the Muscle Band on the Landorus. But that's okay. So let's go. We're going to discard this here, and let's discard the Seismitoad. I want to get the Landorus here. Let's take a look at my deck. We have 1 Muscle Band, which I'd like to get in the next turn. We can play the Juniper for that. Otherwise, that's about it. I really don't have any other cards that I'm really interested in. So we'll get the Landorus out here. These Weaviles are weak against fighting. And let's go ahead. We'll move this energy over here. And let's move this here. Now, let's see. Mewtwo, I would need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 energies total. So I need to play 4 energies on the Mewtwo, which I think I can do. I'm going to risk it. So here's the plan. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take the risk here. Let's preserve the rainbow one. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, so minus 20. That's 60 damage. Oh boy. Here we go. This would do the trick. This would knock him out. So I'm really banking on getting a Muscle Band in the next turn. Right? So if I can get a Muscle Band in the next turn, I can one-shot this Weavile. With the Landorus. Landorus being with the Muscle Band would do 50 times 2. That would knock out the Weavile. So we're really banking on just Now I wish I didn't use the Skyla. I wish I used the Skyla for the Muscle Band, but I think it was a better choice to use the Muscle Band on the Ultra Ball and to get to do that. So I'm sacrificing the Mewtwo, but I think either way I should have enough to top deck at least another energy. I can play it onto the Xerneas, and then I can still do Rainbow Sphere. That would knock out the Weavile as well. So looking back, I probably should have just used Xerneas to knock out the previous Weavile. But I don't know. It might have been that's probably my mistake. I probably should have just used Rainbow Sphere to knock it out, and then not sacrifice the Mewtwo and sacrifice 2 prize cards. But we'll have to wait and see if my opponent plays anything on the bench. And no, my opponent does not. So Here we go. We're just gonna go big, guys. Let's go with the let's counter this here, and might as well play the Seismitoad as well. I'm gonna go over for the Juniper, and no, we don't have it, but you know what? We get the Rainbow Energy, and that's really all we need. So I'm gonna go ahead and retreat, and you know what? We'll just Fairy Transfer. So I had two options there. Either I top deck the Muscle Band, or I get the Rainbow Sphere. So we got the Rainbow Sphere, and that's all we really need, and we'll take the victory. So. Alright, that's 3 matches for the Big Basics Aromatisse deck. What do you guys think? That was pretty good, right? I mean, if only we could have used the Landorus. I was looking forward to using Landorus, but couldn't take the risk. So, and look at that, we even level up a little bit more as well. Yeah, so thank you, Yu-Gi-Oh Man N, for wanting to see a Big Basics Aromatisse deck. This is my suggestion for you. Maybe definitely go ahead, tweak it. I know you want to play for the expanded format, so throw in some level balls, throw in some heavy balls to get Landorus and get Seismitoad. Those are just a couple quick suggestions. And yeah, I mean, hopefully, if you guys are watching this video for the first time, give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe, and have a good day. I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.